think I belong here. I don't think I fit in.
Oh, nonsense. Of course you do.
Oh, no, I mean it. I mean it. It's just somebody must have goofed. If I gotta stay here another day.
Peace! Professor Griff, public enemy, the ex-minister.
Which means it's too strong.
Greetings. All right. This is Professor Griff, and of course, this is Serious Minds RNTV. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Now, I'm trying to keep my word to myself and come on every Tuesday and Thursday, and whenever I can come on over the weekend or whatever. If something come up, I will. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone. I want to thank my man, Nick. If you listen to Nick, thank you very much for the donations. Double B, what's happening with you? All right. Double B, you already missed them 2 range days, man. I don't know what you're doing over there. D-Train, where you been, bro? All right. Andre Williams, man, what's good with you, bro? All right. The Lenny lady, what's happening? Shout out to everyone on IG. All right, so let's dive into this real quick. Tonight we're going to be talking about a German court has convicted a 97-year-old ex-secretary at Nazi camps. 97 years of age, just getting convicted. All right. And of course, we're going to be talking about the second hour, part of the second hour. We're going to be talking about the Senate Republicans block the Crown Act yet again. All right. All right. In the meantime, in between time, I want to give a couple of shout outs. First of all, our condolences go out to the family of Mr. O'Harris. I'm sure you might and might not know. If you're my age, you should know if you're into sports. But if you're a younger audience, you might not know who Frank O'Harris is. All right. You said we got work to do. I don't know why you're saying that shit. I've already been doing what you've been doing. You got work to do. Yeah. Like, what kind of work you talking about, though? Anyway, I need y'all to look up Frank O'Harris. Lenny Lady, thank you. From Roslyn, New York. Is that Roslyn, New York? Or Roslyn? Your name is Roslyn. Wait, Roslyn. I know a couple of Roslyns. All right. Anyway, look up Frank O'Harris. Frank O'Harris. Played for the Pittsburgh Steelers 1972. All right. Now, when I was coming up, if you weren't into some kind of sports or something, yeah, you was considered lame. So that's why I know I can remember Frank O'Harris, because that one play by Frank O'Harris, the Pittsburgh Steelers, him and Terry Bradshaw, I'll probably remember that the rest of my life. Because it was just one of those kind of moments, man, that made me want to go play football out in the snow. That's how dynamic that play was. Anyway, let's dive into the show. So our condolences go out to the family and, of course, the Frank O'Harris Foundation. I'm sure this foundation, they was just celebrating 50 years of that play happening. All right. Same here. Not so much about sports today, though. Yeah, you're right. Right? All right. Anyway, let's dive into this. Let's talk about this. A German court has convicted a 97-year-old ex-secretary at Nazi camps. That was at the Nazi camps. In Berlin, a German court. And I know you're saying, well, why are you going into that, Professor Griff? If that was way across the water in Berlin, Germany, why are you talking about it here? Well, let's draw the parallels, okay? We can't even get these people to go arrest this woman who was responsible for the death of Emmett Till. Yet you can go back almost 100 years and find this woman and arrest her. When we're trying to get the United States government to understand what has happened to black people, and yet if we was to take that route and define those that were complicit in the murder, the brutal atrocities that happened to black people, the thousands and thousands of lynchings that went on and no one went to jail, there'd be a whole lot of white people in jail. Am I lying, though? Call me what you want to call me right now, but am I lying? Damn, Lynn lady. You said you're from Roslyn, Long Island, New York. You used to be my karate teacher at the center. Now, you're going way back in the day, sis, for real. But I do remember Roslyn. I remember Janice Miles. I remember Richard. I remember, yeah. So, wow. You're going way back. If I was your karate teacher, you're talking, you're talking in the 80s. Whoo! Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, what's happening? Okay. So now let's dive into this. So if what they're saying in this article, a German court on Tuesday convicted a 97-year-old of being an accessory to murder for her role as a secretary in the SS commander to the SS commander of the Nazis in the concentration camp during World War II, of which black soldiers, black men and women fought to help free those that was in the concentration camps. But yet when black people were eating in mess halls there in Germany, we had to eat behind German soldiers. We couldn't even sit at the table. When we got back to America, we got treated like third-class citizens. All right? Watch the documentary stories on how black people got treated by Americans coming back from the war. But yet, I'm going to show you on share my screen. But yet, white soldiers, even Germans over in Germany and other places, got treated a lot better than black soldiers who were Americans, who fought to free those individuals that were in the concentration camps. And keep in mind, those were the only people in the concentration camps. There was gypsies and black people and other people that was there in Germany. Look up to Afro-Germans that was there. And what happened to the Afro-Germans in Germany at that particular time? All right. I can't pronounce this lady's name, but she was accused of being part of an apparatus that helped the camp function. All right. So the state court in northern Germany gave her a 2-year suspended sentence, Germany news agency, the DPA, reported. She was alleged to have aided and abetted those in charge of the camps in the systematic killing of those that were imprisoned there between June 1943 and April 1945 in her function as a stenographer. and a typist in the camp's commandant's office. She was a typist and a stenographer, and she's getting charged with aiding and abetting. I have a book called Without Sanctuary. Do you have the book? That I'm asking a question right now. Do you have the book? I have pictures of picnics back in the days. All right. Post so-called slavery, post-slavery. Let me not say so-called, but post-slavery. All right. We have pictures of individuals that was aiding and abetting, that was there, that could have stopped the lynchings, but no one lifted a finger. No one lifted a finger. So if black people was to go back and hunt down all of the people that we know have documented records that they was involved, that they were involved in aiding and abetting those in charge, all right, of lynching and hanging and murdering black people, of cutting off our genitals, cutting off limbs, saving them as souvenirs, all right? We can go back and look at the records. We have pictures and photographs and documented records of who these individuals are. We can go back and find these individuals. Would they prosecute them, though? Do we have an infrastructure set up that will go and find these individuals? Because these people are going around the world digging up grave sites to find out who these individuals are. So it's a very real dynamic in what we're dealing with here. The verdict and sentence were in line with the prosecutor's demands. Defense lawyers had asked for her client to be acquitted, arguing that the evidence had shown beyond a doubt that this particular individual knew about the systematic killings at the camp. Well, they know about the systematic killings that's going on right now that black people have to suffer. All right? I know some of y'all thinking, damn, Griff, you reaching. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. All right? The FBI, they did a report recently. I don't know if it was the Harvard report, but they did a report, and they was basically saying that there are over 3,000 members of law enforcement that are judges and police chiefs and military, all right, that are white supremacists right now. Right now. Meaning that there was no proof of intent as required for criminal liability. She was a typist and a stenographer. All right. If she would have said something at that point, I think the SS would have put her to death. All right. In her closing statement, she said she was sorry for what happened and regretted that she had been at the particular camp at that particular time. She was tried in juvenile court because she was under 21 at the time of the alleged crime. The defendant tried to skip the start of her trial in September 2021, but was later picked up by the police and placed in detention for several days. Where you gonna go at 97? Peace, Quan. What's good with you? Quan on deck. All right, Quan. So listen, we're doing the thing on Tuesday in Dallas, but I'm speaking at a church the next day in Fort Worth. All right, I'll send you the flyer. All right. Okay. I need everyone to look at the bottom of the screen. Please join our Serious Minds Mighty Network membership community, the Serious Minds EDU membership. Go to https or just go to www.serious-minds-edu.mn.co. All right. All right, let me see if we can find the link. We'll put it right in the chat. And so you could just click on the link and go and join. All right. The Serious Mind EDU membership on Mighty Networks. All right. Okay. It goes on to say from mid-1944, tens of thousands of Jews from ghettos in the Baltics and from Auschwitz filled the camps, along with thousands of Polish civilians swept up in the brutal Nazi suppression. They failed to mention here that there were black people that was in those camps. That was gypsies in those camps. All right. Others incarcerated, they included political prisoners was in those camps, accused criminals, people suspected of homosexuality activity, Jehovah's Witnesses. They never mentioned black people, though. More than 60,000 people were killed. They were there by being given lethal injections of gasoline, gasoline directly to their hearts, shot or starved to death. Others were forced outside in the winter without clothing until they died of exposure or were put to death in gas chambers. So it was with different ways that these individuals. Now, listen to me, family. When Operation Paperclip took place and those Germans came to America, who do you think were teaching in the classrooms? Who do you think was taking part now in the suppression and the oppression of black people? You say that's cold-blooded? Yeah, it's cold-blooded. But what was those Germans doing to black people once they came to America? And then what did they continue to do to black people, those Afro-Germans that was there in Germany? So come on. I don't think we should get reparations. I know we should. All right. So who are those individuals? If you go and you study your history, which I'm sure you already have studied your history, then you should know German people were the most brutal people that enslaved black people. All right? Do your research. Go do your research. And look at the sterilization of black women there in Afro Germany. All right? And then the same people that were let out of the camps took that same demonic Luciferian practices and took it to wherever they live right now, and they started doing the same thing. Look around the world and see where black people, black women are getting sterilized. Israel, America, where else? You said they used to make Nazis have puppies for a month, then kill it afterwards to desensitize, get desensitized to murder. I got you. Yeah, I went through some training, which I'm not going to go in depth about, where, you know, we had to kill chickens. We had to get used to seeing blood. We had to get used to that whole thing. It does desensitize you. You don't care nothing about seeing blood when you get desensitized in that way. So when you go through that kind of training, it really does desensitize you. All right. If you would like to support independent black media, you can do so by hitting me up on the Cash App. That's $ Professor Griff, or go to PayPal donations and hit me up. All right. PayPal.me/Professor Griff Corp. All right. All right. Let's dive into the second subject that I want to talk about today. All right, where's my other subject here? We're going to minus that one. We're going to bring this one up. All right. Before we dive into the second subject, whoa, what happened? Hold on. All right, before we dive into the second subject, it's a commercial I need to play. Hold on. Just play this commercial real quick and we'll get right back at you, fam. All right.
Check out Plant-Based BK on DoorDash. Create your own playlist from our winter soundtrack. Turn up the bass.
Greetings, peace and love, and welcome to Smile Pharmacy Apothecary. We've been here since 2019, and although times have changed and healthcare has evolved, our traditions of compassion and professionalism thrives on. You are always at the heart of what we do. Smile Pharmacy, we heal. Visit us today online or in store at smilepharmacy.com.
50 million. That's how many people in the U.S. suffer from chronic pain. Many turn to opioid painkillers for relief.
The evidence is not at all clear about the efficacy of these drugs long-term for chronic pain.
Mayo Clinic pain management specialist Dr. Mike Hooten says what is clear about these painkillers is the risk associated with taking them.
The problems of addiction, but also a related problem of accidental overdose deaths.
Keep your body in motion with Little Goddess's Pain Potion on littlegoddessapothecary.com.
All right, we're back. Second subject I want to talk about tonight is the state Senate Republicans block Crown legislation again, but advocates aren't deterred. All right, family, what we're going to need everyone to do is look up the Crown Act. All right. But make sure you'll go to Smile Pharmacy, www.smilepharmacy, that's SMAIPharmacy.com. All right. If you're still looking to get the jab, I wouldn't suggest that. You might want to call Smile Pharmacy, get a consultation, figure out some other things that you can do. Listen, fam, you're going to catch a cold, you're going to catch the flu, or you're going to go catch something else. Build your immune system. All right, so you can kind of deal with these things. All right. Also, go to www.littlegoddessapothecary.com. You got joints, pains in your joints, elbows, knees, back, or hard time getting out of bed. All right, go to littlegoddessapothecary.com. Get it right, fam. If you'd like to advertise your event and your business right here on Serious Minds RNTV, please text me at 678-557-2919. Let's dive into this. So, some time ago, there were incidents, too many to mention, on how Black people were getting thrown out of buildings, not allowed in buildings, getting thrown out of class, weren't allowed to graduate from high school simply because of our hairstyles. All right. Literally because of our hairstyles. I need you to marinate on that for me. Please do me a favor. Marinate on that. The Ernster says, damn, America hates us down to the hair follicles, to a point where we got to come up with a Crown Act, just an act of legislation, just so we can wear our hair the way it grows out of our head. Anthony Browder, in his book called The Browder Files, talks about the politics of hair. Why do there even need to be politics of hair? You're right, Randy. Oh, it's a damn shame that we have to have legislation passed because of our hair. Because of our hair. For the second time, the Senate Republicans, who did I say? the Senate Republicans blocked a bill that would ban race-based discrimination of hair. The Republicans blocked it. Where are all the Republicans in the House tonight? No. Don't walk away now. Where are the Republicans? For the second time, the Senate Republicans blocked a bill that would ban race-based discrimination of hair, specifically natural, textured hair, and protective hairstyles typically worn by African Americans. Typically worn by African Americans. Although we see them trying to imitate, and I still hear them on the news trying to reduce us down to the animalistic level by calling this hairstyle, hold on, let me share my screen. They call this hairstyle, let me show y'all in the IG world, they call this hairstyle dreads. These are not dreads. These are locks. All right? And the creator gave these locks to us because these are our antennas to connect to the cosmic forces. Let y'all marinate on that for a minute. Stop calling them dreads. They're not dreads. White people say that because dreads is the root word to dreadful. All right, let's not do that. All right. Let me tell y'all something, man. Shout out to Martone. Happy Natural. Nappy Natural. All right. Lovely Locks. All right. Tony Nicole, what's good with you? Give the greetings to your king for me, all right? Anyway, the creating a respectful and open world for natural hair Crown Act aims to protect individuals from unjust treatment in the workplace, in the hiring process, and in schools because of their hair. Listen, the dead, lifeless hair of some of these other people, no one have anything to say on how they wear their hair. I was listening, doing some research on Andre 3000, and I saw that he had an interview and he sat down with Rick Rubin. And when I first clicked on, I'm like, damn, Rick, you got to, I ain't saying you can't wear your hairstyle like that, but come on, bro. You need some Dax hair grease or some Afro Sheen or some, I don't know, a pick. Anyway. Okay. In the hiring process in schools because of that. Legislation failed to get enough support from Senate Republicans to override a filibuster from Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. If y'all know anyone in Kentucky, contact our brothers and sisters in Kentucky and say, let them know, Senator Rand Paul, not with us. Not for us. Not will speak up for us. It says when the Crown Act was first introduced during the 106th Congress in 2020, it passed the House by voice vote without objection. Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, Democrat from New Jersey, who sponsored the legislation in the House, said in a news release earlier this month, when I reintroduced it last year, it passed the House once again, despite the Republican effort to delay it. In both instances, Republicans, senators, stood in the way of the bill's passage. All right? Republicans. So talk to your black Republicans and tell them to talk to their white Republican friends and tell them we just want to wear our hair the way we wear our hair. We don't have any objection to anyone wearing their hair the way you want to wear your hair. Dyed, fried, laid to the side. I don't know, happy natural, slick back in the Steven Seagal look. I don't know how else y'all wear it. Do you right? So basically, loud pink, fluorescent green, blue hair, all that's cool that white people wear, but wearing our hair, the way we wear our hair is not. Come on, fam. Come on. Rashad Amin. In the effort to decrease the bias and discrimination, Senator Cory Booker, Democrat from New Jersey, brought the Crown Act to the Senate earlier this month, where it was rejected by Rand Paul. This is Rand Paul, who have a history disrespecting black people. All right? Speaking against black people. Listen, if it wasn't our hair, it would be something else. They're not going to like the jewelry we wear. Or they're not going to like whatever. Come on. In an effort to decrease the bias and discrimination, Senator Cory Booker basically reintroduced it. Right? It was blocked by Rand Paul. While the measure has passed in the House twice, it has been blocked in the Senate each time. We will not be deterred by Rand Paul or anyone else, and we are going to continue fighting and working, said Mark Morale, the president of the National Urban League. I know I'm jacking his name up. All right. And a founding member of the Crown Coalition, which consists of several organizations that advocate for Crown laws. We talk about something very human here. We're talking about just wearing your hair the way it grows out of your head. Some days up under this hat, I don't know what the hell my hair is doing. But I don't expect a whole bunch of about whatever it's doing. Some days I pay attention to it and I might, I don't know, comb it. I don't know, shit. It do what it want to do. It does what it want to do. But who am I to say anything about what it's doing? But sad part about that, who the hell are they for me to get discriminated against in the workplace or at the school? Whether I'm a teacher, the janitor, hall monitor, or the principal. All right? It could be your hair today. What is it going to be tomorrow? Can someone do me a favor and look up? They wouldn't let the brother. There's a young black teenager. They would not let him graduate high school. They said he could not walk across the stage unless he cut his locks. I will not lie to y'all. I'm not on here to lie. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't let him graduate. You said state-sponsored discrimination? Yeah, it's in there. They must know something about our hair that we don't know. Where's the article there? Can somebody find that article? Because I want us, every time I come on here, I want us to be well informed about what we're talking about and what we're dealing with here. All right? You just got on here. Has he talked about Twitch at all? What about Twitch? I don't normally kind of deal with them subjects unless we're going to dive in and try to figure out and do some deeper research on what happened to the brother. I don't try not to get on here and talk about people. I want to be able to, have an open conversation and an open dialogue. So if we're having this conversation, why would you come and introduce or interject this Twitch thing? That's not the subject matter. You know that because you read it. It's here and here now, the news. And the news is we're talking about the Crown Act. All right. We're talking about the degree. We talked about earlier the degree and pursuit of the authorities to track down a 97-year-old woman who was a secretary at a Nazi concentration camp, and they arrested her. But yet we can't get justice for Emmett Till. All right. Sentiment, one is your name. That's what we're trying to find out. What is the secret about our hair? What is it about our hair that disturbs people so much? And I noticed something. They don't make too much hoopla about what's the name? About Jay-Z's hair, whom Jay-Z is trying to mimic Basquiat. I'm not sure if you'll know the painter, the artist Basquiat. All right. Johnny Taylor said Texas teen banned by high school from attending graduation after refusing to cut his locks. DeAndre Arnold has faced in-school suspension, a policy that bars him from the classroom for failing to cut his long locks. Cozy Nature says Samson had 7 long locks. He said our hair holds power, Tina Ray, and it also holds energy. All right. It also holds energy. All right. Jason Jones gave us the link in the chat. All right, black Texas teen barred from high school. These are the things that we should know from barred. Couldn't graduate because of his hair. Man, you talking about a lawsuit? I never thought about that, Ernie. He said, I think they're upset at the name alone, Crown Act. This is your crown. I remember I've gotten to arguments early on. They want you to come in the house and take off your crown. We used to wear crowns back in the day in Roosevelt, especially being part of the 5% nation of gods and earths. We used to wear crowns. We never took our crowns off. You come in somebody's house, you take off your shoes. You don't take off your hat. That's backwards. As Quan said earlier, our locks are our antennas to the cosmic forces. All right? We draw in energy. It aligns us with everything natural. We pull in from the sun. We pull it in. All right? We pull the energy in. Now, I'm not saying anything to the brothers that are bald-headed. Well, you just got tiny little, a morsel of a lock. That's all. But anyway, now I'm only playing. But nonetheless, all right, when that sun hits the skin and activates the melanocytes, man, producing that melatonin or serotonin, yeah, I mean, some people got some beautiful, happy, nappy hair, which is a beautiful thing. I mean, so damn nappy, it looked like there's about 2,000 brothers standing with Black Power fist signs up in the air with their head down. Beautiful thing. Those are your antennas. That's what I call good hair. That's what I call good hair. Shout out to the brothers and sisters in East London. All right. I'm coming back to London, man. Give me a minute. Next year, I'll be back. So, yeah, family. So, we should be happy to be nappy. All right. Well, anyway, it's been real. Hopefully, we can kind of galvanize our energy and our efforts. Inshallah, hopefully before Sunday, I'll be able to come back on and talk about this unholy day called Christmas. And of course, I want to be able to talk about Zelensky's visit to the United States, man. All right. Anyway, fam, this is Professor Griff. I got to get ready to get out of here. I'm trying to build myself up to have 2 subjects every time I come on so we can kind of dialogue about some things, because sometimes we'll be stretching one subject out and beating it up and wringing it out. So I'm going to try to come on here and talk about, give 2 subjects at one time, which is a beautiful thing. All right. I love y'all to life. All right. So let's make it happen, fam. Inshallah, I will see y'all, hope, inshallah, tomorrow, and we will have a deeper conversation about a few other things that's happening. Once again, our condolences go out to Franco Harris's family. Ernie, you should know who Franco Harris is. All right, look it up. 1972, Franco Harris, Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, once again, family, I love y'all to life. Thank y'all for the support, for the donations. All right, few people sent a couple of Cash App donations in. Thank you. I really, truly appreciate it. Every little bit helps so we can move this thing further down the road. All right. Shout out to little goddess Johnny Taylor for the information for the newsletter that we put out. And as you can see on the bottom of the screen, it says the Serious Minds EDU membership. We're trying to build the membership. All right. Go to Serious Minds, www.seriousmindsedu.com and join seriousmindsedu.com. We're trying to build the membership so at least when we have the classes and we have the study group, we can kind of take a deeper dive. All right, you said happy winter solstice. Thank you very much, Iris and X, and happy winter solstice to you. When we talk about the winter solstice, your diet should be changing, or your living should be changing to prepare your body for the winter. All right, your thinking should be changing. All right, it's just a whole different mode. It's dark outside. You should be getting enough rest by going to sleep a little bit earlier. All right, well, we'll talk about that. I don't want to dive into that. All right, keep in mind, Tuesday I will be in Dallas, Texas, and Wednesday I'll be in Fort Worth, Texas, lecturing. This Enemies Public. I saw your thing on YouTube, man. Keep doing your thing, bro. All right, this is Professor Griff. Peace, y'all. Peace. Da 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 la 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 la. Greetings, family. The Resurrection Formula is on sale now. You can order it at www.professorgriff.me or simply call 678-557-2919 or just text 678-557-2919 or scan the QR code on the screen. This is Professor Griff. Thank you very much. The Resurrection Formula is on sale now at www.professorgriff.me. Thank you.
According to quantum physics, a particle vibrating from your sound box when you speak can affect a molecule inside a star at the edge of the universe instantly. This is what's known as quantum entanglement. The greatest illusion of the universe is the illusion of separation. Do not say your voice carries no weight. Your words are being absorbed by the edge of infinity. May you create as you speak.